Hi there, it's Misty. Welcome to another card video. I am back this week with another design team project for the Simon Says Stamp Wednesday challenge. The challenge this week is black and white and one other color, and we are featuring products from Avery Elle. I'm using this adorable stamp set. It's called Some Bunny with this cute little bunny and this big balloon, and I'm also using an Avery Elle die called Postage Stamp Die. I'm going to go ahead and stamp this out on some watercolor paper because I'm going to be doing some watercoloring. And I'm going to use my Archival Jet Black ink by Ranger just so it won't bleed. The one other color I chose is one of my favorite distress colors. It's Victorian Velvet. And I'm going to use a Distress Oxide ink pad. Now for my images here, I'm using my mini Misty because the watercolor paper I'm using is a little bit toothy, so I wanted to make sure I could stamp it out twice. Tim Holtz has a really nice smooth watercolor paper, but this is what I had on hand, so this is what I'm using. I'm using my Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. I'm using, the color is gray-brown and it's number 94. And I don't use these too often, so I'm trying to lay down some color, and then I'm going to try to quickly go in with my water pen because it seems like when I've used them before, it might have been the paper I was using too, but it seems like that color dried pretty quick on there and I couldn't pull the color out. But that's not happening here. I was really happy, but I do know you cannot put these markers, if you've already gotten it wet, you're going to have to wait for it to dry, because if you try to put the marker over a wet area, it's just not going to work. At least it doesn't for me. So I want to make sure before I put the water down that I have enough color on there. Otherwise I would just have to wait for it to dry is all. I just wanted my bunny to be a really light color. This is a pretty dark gray, which I think falls under the black and white part of this challenge, I hope. And so I just wanted it to be, pretty light, pretty watered down. And I thought this is a good color for my little bunny. Now I'm going to use a different Zig marker for the ears, but I'm going to end up going over it anyway, but I'll just tell you this color is called Blush and it's number 69. It's a beautiful, just soft pink color. It's perfect for, inside of ears like this and for cheeks. It's a really nice color. So now I'm just going to get my paintbrush out. This is a size 8 paintbrush, and this is the Victorian Velvet. I have it, I smushed some ink over off to the side out of the camera. You can't see it. And I'm just picking up that color and picking up some water and filling my nice big balloon here. Now, watching this, I wish I would have left the center of my balloon a little bit lighter because I really like the way it looks. It's really pretty. But as I was going here, I don't know, I guess I wasn't seeing it, so you'll see me keep adding color. I mean, even here I could have stopped. I like that kind of light wash of color where some of it's still pretty light. So I wish I would have stopped, but it's kind of funny watching back on these cards that I make and think of the things that I should have done or should have stopped here. There's a couple instances where things just went south, and if I would have just stopped when when I'm watching it, I said if I would have stopped here, then that wouldn't have happened. But in hindsight, or whatever that saying is. There's two sentiments on this cute little stamp set. It says some bunny loves you and happy birthday, and I love the font of these sentiments. It's really cute. So I'm just stamping this with the same ink, the Archival Jet Black ink. And I'm going to stamp it twice. And I didn't even have to dry this with my heat gun. It dried pretty quickly. Now I'll fussy cut this out. I am going to leave a little bit of a border, but I'll save you from having to watch me cut this whole thing out. Now somehow I lost some footage here, but it was just me using my normal round sponge that you use for distress inks. And I know this was going to be covered up, but it was really bothering me that it was leaving like a big blob of color. So I have these brushes. They're not the life-changing brushes that Simon Says Stamp sells. I think they're by Picket Fence. But they're just another brush that I've seen in some groups on Facebook that say work pretty similar to those brushes. So I thought I would give them a try. They're really inexpensive, so I just thought I would give them a try since I had them and I wasn't really liking what was happening. And I was pleasantly surprised with them. I just wanted a soft color to come out from around my balloon. And my frame here was just a little too white. I love white on white. I just have a hard time doing it myself, but I love the way it looks. So couldn't handle that much white. So I'm going to go ahead and just add some color to my frame here. And next I'm going to add some craft foam, or not craft foam, some foam tape to the back of my balloon just to pop it up a little bit. And I decided to pop up just the balloon, not the string and not the bunny. I don't know, just to do something a little bit different. I was going to pop the frame up a little bit with a couple extra layers and, you know, then everything would have been popped up. So I just decided to leave the bunny and the string just glued to my background. Now the background I'm using here, I forgot to mention, is from Altenew. It's called the Dotted Scales Debossing Cover Die, and I love this die. I think it's just a really pretty, simple pattern to have in the background when you have cards like this where you don't have a scene. I love it. So here's one of my layers that I'm going to add to my postage stamp die frame here. And I'm using the Nuvo Deluxe adhesive in my syringe, which gives me a little bit of time to make sure my second layer is in the right spot. Because you don't want any of that hanging over. And then I'm going to glue my top layer onto that. And again, you have just a couple seconds to make sure it's in the right place. And I have a little nail file there that I use to file off any of the little paper hairs that you get sometimes with dies. So I have my 3 layers glued together, and I'm going to put them on my card base here. And then I'm going to change my mind, which is another good thing about the liquid glues, is I had a couple seconds, so I decided at the last moment that I didn't want that scaled background to hang over the edge of my postage stamp die. I hope that makes sense. I wanted the postage stamp edge to be what stood out. So I'm just going to trim all the edges off really quick. And then see, now my base fits right inside that postage stamp border. Now, when I put it on the card base, you're still going to see a white border. I thought about trimming that down too, but it was just the background I used, the scaled, the dotted scaled background that I didn't want hanging over the edge of the Post-it die. Then I'm just going to find where I want to stick my balloon. Start putting everything together here. I thought about having the bunny kind of hanging in the air too. That would be cute. Another great way to do this would be to make the balloon a shaker. I thought about doing it that way. And then putting the sentiment in the background of the balloon with the shaker bits over the top. But next time. I just think this little bunny is so cute. I have a soft spot for bunnies. And at the last minute, again, I always do things at the last minute, I decided just to add some colored pencils, just to add a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of shading, a little bit of texture. Because that paper is nice and toothy, it gives it a cool look. So I actually used 3 different colors here, and I knew I wanted to keep the center lighter, like I was saying earlier. So I'll list the 3 colors that I used over on my blog if you want to know which colors I used. But I used the Prismacolor pencils. I think it just gives it a, I don't know, just gives it a cool look with the center light like that, kind of as the highlight. And so I have my little bit of Victorian velvet on the outside of the balloon. And I have it on the inside and on my frame. So everything falls under the black and white and one other color. I do like this challenge because it makes you made me kind of do a kind of a clean and simple design, which I have a hard time with. I always want to add more to my clean and simple cards for some reason, and I just can't stop it. I don't know why, but so this kind of made me do that too. So if I can't wrap my head around a clean and simple design, I'll just think of it as the black and white one other color card. I'll just try that next time. So I'm just adding some sequins here. All right, my friends, as I wrap up the last little details here, which are just some Nuvo drops and some Wink of Stella, I'll wrap up this video. This is my card that I made for the Simon Says Stamp Wednesday challenge. I hope you enjoyed this video. All of the products that I used will be listed and linked in the description below. And I'll also have more information over on my blog if you want to head over there. If you like this video, please click on the like button. And if you want to see more of my videos, be sure to click on that subscribe button and the little bell icon too, because that way you'll be notified when I post a new video, which is every Wednesday. If you would like to join us this week for the Simon Says Stamp Wednesday Challenge, there will be links over at my blog, but you can always head to the Simon Says Stamp Wednesday Challenge blog and link up your projects that way. And every week, Simon Says Stamp gives away a $50 gift card to shop at the Simon Says Stamp store to one lucky randomly selected winner. Let's see, did I cover everything? I think I did. All right, thanks guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.